Hi, welcome to AulaUE. My name is Maria, and today we are going to see an example on how to apply Ruffini's method to find out the roots of a polynomial. Let's suppose that we are given the following polynomial x to the power of 4 minus 5 times x to the power of 3 plus 5 times x squared plus 5x minus 6. And we want to find out the roots of this polynomial. So first of all, we just notice that our coefficient minus 6 can be divided by the following numbers: plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, plus minus 3, and then plus and minus 6. These are the possible integer solutions of our decomposition. So these are the numbers that we need to substitute into the method in order to find out the possible roots. So first of all, we notice that the coefficients of every number, I just put them in blue, can be written as follows. 1, the one corresponding to x to the power of 4, minus 5, 5, 5, and minus 6. And we put them in a chart, in a table, and just try with the first number in our set of numbers of divisors. So I'm gonna start with number 1, and let's see if I'm quite lucky to find the solution. So I just put the number 1 up, put it under the table, multiply times 1, so 1, minus 5 plus 1, it's equal to minus 4, and then I just multiply minus 4 times 1, the candidate for the root, and this give us minus 4. So 5 minus 4 is just equal to 1. I multiply this one once again times 1, and I get 1. 5 plus 1 is just 6. And then lastly, 6 times 1 is just 6. So when I do minus 6 plus 6, it gives us 0 as a reminder. So since I got a 0 here, I am quite lucky because I find out the first root of our polynomial, and I also got the decomposition. That is, the coefficients give us not only the root, as I'm putting here, this is the root x equals 1, and if you want to put it as a product, it's going to be x minus 1. And then I just got also the decomposition with the corresponding coefficients. The first one corresponds to the power of 3. Remember that before we have a power of 4, so one power less. X to the power of 3 minus 4 times x to the power of 2 plus 1 times x, and then plus 6. This is my decomposition. So if I want to find out the roots, I just need to work with this last polynomial. I can just use the same chart because I already have the coefficients there, and then check if I find the root of my polynomial. This time I just realized once again that the divisors are the same. We have number 6 with the same number of divisors, and we are gonna try with number 1 once again. So we put 1 below, multiply times 1, 1, minus 4 plus 1 is just minus 3. Minus 3 times 1 is just minus 3, so 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Minus 2 times 1 is just minus 2. Now the problem is that 6 minus 2 is equal to 4, and it's different from 0, so this time we are quite unlucky because this number is not 0, and number 1 is not a root of the previous polynomial. So we just need to erase everything and try with the second divisor. Okay, this time let me choose minus 1 as our candidate for being a root. Once again, I copy number 1 below, multiply 1 times minus 1 makes minus 1. Minus 1 plus minus 4 is negative 5 times minus 1 positive 5. 5 plus 1 makes 6. 6 times minus 1 makes minus 6. And this time, once again, we get a 0. So x equals minus 1 is also a root. Okay, Let me just put it once again as clear as possible. X equals minus 1, it's a root of the previous polynomial, and I also got the decomposition into factors. I just copy the previous factor that I got before, x minus 1. This new factor is going to be x plus 1. Pay attention, because if x is equal to minus 1, that means x plus 1 is equal to 0. So my factor is just x plus 1. And using the coefficients as we did before, we just copy the second order polynomial that we have. This time is x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, and now at this moment, since you have a second order polynomial, you can keep on doing Ruffini's method or just use the second order degree formula for solving the equation. Okay, I'm gonna do it using this method because it's gonna be easier. So I just copy x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. I put it as an equation and apply the formula that you already know. It's going to be 5 plus minus the square root of 25 minus 24 divided by 2. If you operate, you get 5 plus minus 1 divided by 2. And there are two solutions. 5 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 6 over 2 equals 3. This is the first solution. And 5 minus 1 over 2, which is 4 divided by 2 equals 2, the second solution. So we can just put our initial polynomial as the product of these four roots. The first root is just x minus 1, then times x plus 1, the second root that we find out. And then we just put the roots corresponding to the equation. The first root was x equals 3, so x minus 3 is going to be 0. And the second root was x equals 2, so x minus 2 equals 0. So we put both x minus 3 times x minus 2. And we have the decomposition that we were looking for. We have 4 terms, and of course you can check that these are the roots of your polynomial just by replacing them. And that's it. I hope you enjoy this video and see you soon.